Welcome to the class. In Indian Contract Act 1872 series, today let's talk about proposal. As we have seen in the earlier videos, we have already discussed about contract, we have discussed about consideration, isn't it? Today we are going to talk about definition of proposal and what are the ingredients to make a valid proposal according to this act. Okay, let's see. Yes. So first we need to understand the definition of the word proposal. Let me also tell you the word proposal and the word offer is used in Indian law interchangeably, even though the act talks only about proposal. The word offer comes from common law. Uh, the word offer comes from common law, but therefore many times instead of saying proposal, we may say offer. Let me tell you what exactly is the definition and then we will clearly understand it. Section 2A of the Indian Contract Act defines a proposal as, now listen carefully, when a person signifies his willingness to do or not to do something with a view to obtain the assent of the other party to such act or abstinence, he is said to make a proposal. Is it clear? Yes. Now, in this definition, there are certain things which we need to understand clearly. So, how does it begin? It says, when a person signifies. What do you mean by signifies? Yes. A person expresses. Now, this expression can be oral, expression can be in writing, expression can be implied. Implied means it can be through gestures, it can be through actions, it can be any way of communication. Only thing, what you are expressing, the other party should be capable of understanding. Like A is telling B. What is A doing? A is using an oral expression, isn't it? A is writing a mail to B. A is using a written expression. A is showing to B. Okay. Or A is putting B in a situation where we can understand what A wants to convey. Here the expression is implied, but still it will make a proposal because the other party understands. Say for example, you are standing in a bus stop, you are showing your hand. The bus driver understands that you are waiting for the bus and you are intended to board the bus. Isn't it? Yes. So through gestures and through situations, through actions, you can express. Signify only means you have to express in such a way that the other party understands. Now, willingness. What are you expressing? You are expressing your willingness. That means you are ready. Now, ready for what? Yes, to do or not to do something. Here it is very important. It need not be always a positive action. It can also be a negative action. You are ready to do something. You can also be ready not to do certain things. A promises to do something for B. A promises to B that A will not do certain things. Both are willingness. Both are expression of willingness. Okay. Yes. Now when one party does all these things, either he is ready to do something or he is not ready to do something, he is expecting the other party to understand it and accept it. Okay. Simply one person expresses his willingness will not make a proposal. When he makes a proposal, he makes it into a definite person and he is expecting that person to agree to it. That is very important. Okay. So all together makes a proposal. That means a person should express his willingness to do or not to do something with an intention to obtain the consent of the other party to such willingness. Okay. We can say this is proposal according to section 2A. Now, the Act says that in order to make a valid proposal, there are certain ingredients. Now, let's see what are they. valid proposal. Certain ingredients which are necessary, certain ingredients which must be there in order to make a valid proposal. Okay, so what is the first one? Expression of willingness. We have seen it. Yes, the party should express. Now, it is more important that he should express it in such a way that the other party understands. As I told you, spoken expression is fine, but the language in which you are speaking, other party must be capable of understanding. Like you are talking in English and the other party knows only Spanish. Even though this is an expression, it is not an expression for a valid proposal. Okay, when the other party knows only English, you should talk in that language. Okay, if you cannot read and write, your written expression has no meaning, isn't it? Yes, so your expression of willingness must be in such a way that the other party understands. Yes. When you are expressing, you have an intention to create a legal relationship, like you are inviting a person for a birthday, you are inviting for a marriage, you are inviting for a picnic. In these expressions, you have no intention to make it into a legal relationship. In order to make a valid proposal, you must have an intention to create a legal relationship. And therefore, it cannot be a mere statement like a price list, like a quotation, like a catalog. In all these things, it is just a statement, not a requirement. It is just a statement that is not enough to make a proposal. Okay. Definite person. The one who makes the proposal must be a definite person. The person to whom he is making must also be definite. Doesn't mean that the person has to be one. Doesn't mean that the person has to be specific. But what is the word used? Definite. That means A is making an offer to B. No problem. A is making an offer to somebody. Not. A is making an offer to somebody. That will not do. A is making the offer to a particular group. No problem, as long as that group is definite. Say for example, a teacher is announcing a gift to the highest scoring student in the class, in that particular class, in that particular academic year. But even though the group is large, it is identifiable, isn't it? Yes. Therefore, it can be to a public event, but the one who is accepting the offer must be identifiable. That is important. So the offer has to be made to a definite person. Okay. We will study the very famous case law Carlyle versus Carbolic Smockball Company in this area whenever we talk about to whom the offer is made. Okay. I have another video on Carlyle versus Carbolic Smockball Company. I'll put the link in the description box. For more clarity, please go and watch. Okay? Yes. So now next, communication. Whatever expression you are making, I told you it must be in such a way that the other party understands. An offer, in order to be valid, must be communicated to the person or to the group who are going to accept it. Communication is the most important element in a proposal. Another case law, Lalman versus Shukla, explains this point. For clarity, I will advise you to go and watch that video. Link I'll give you in the description box. Okay. A proposal can be conditional, no problem. You can put as many conditions as you want. But you must communicate those conditions to the person who is going to accept it. You can say that I am ready to sell my car provided you are giving me ready cash. Credit will not do. This is a condition which I am attaching to my proposal. It is valid, but I should communicate it. I should tell the person who is going to buy that this is the condition with which you can accept it. Okay. So proposal can be conditional. It must be communicated. And the last point, as I have already explained, intention of the party should be to make a legal relationship. Or simply we can say he should have an intention which is serious enough to make a contract. if he is making the proposal without having enough resources to abide by the terms of the contract. In such cases, there is no intention to create a legal relationship. The party is not even expecting the other party to accept it, and therefore there cannot be a valid proposal. These are the ingredients of a valid proposal. Once again, I'll explain. The expression of willingness should be clear to the other party. There should be a legal relationship. It cannot be mere statement like a price list or a catalog. It must be made to a definite person. It must be communicated. It can be conditional provided the conditions are communicated, and there must be an intention serious enough to make a contract. This is what is proposal according to the Act. I hope it's clear to you. If you have suggestions, if you have doubts, and if you need any clarification, make use of the comment box. I'll be happy to help.